Picture this, you sitting in a sunlit cafe, sipping a chilled sangria. Aha! Welcome to Lisbon and to episode 1 of my 4-part Iberian Peninsula adventure. But before we dive in, let me ask, have you ever wondered what it's really like to experience Spain and Portugal in one epic journey without the stress of planning? No need to pack. I've taken care of all the details, and you, my friend, are my guest. Over 4 episodes, we'll fill 3 nights in Lisbon with food and history, sail 7 nights on the Douro River aboard the Alegria, sprint through 2 tapas and flamenco-packed nights in Madrid, and topping our adventure off in Barcelona for 3 nights, ending with, I'm gonna tell you, a hairpin, hair-raising ride to the top of Montserrat. Each stop is so unique and incredibly mesmerizing, you won't want to miss a moment. Planes, ships, trains, buses, and automobiles. You will never be bored. I have lined them all up. Episode 1 starts right now. After 13 hours of travel, including a Boston layover in the Delta One Lounge, yikes, can I just say, an amazing way to start a trip. We touched down in Lisbon and settled into our 3-night pre-cruise stay at the Tivoli Hotel on Liberty Avenue. It was an ideal location to ease into the rhythms of Portugal and adjust to the time difference. Just enough time to give us some breathing room to begin exploring the city's vibrant culinary scene, rich history, and colorful neighborhoods that give Lisbon its unique charm. Are you ready? Bonnie Lee here, where my goal is to explore, educate, and inspire. Oh, and don't forget to tap that like button and press subscribe to my channel so you're first in line for your next passport stamp. In order to appreciate the Lisbon of today, I believe it's really important for me to share a bit of history. So I'm going to take you back to November 1st, 1755. It's a Saturday, and the time is 9:40 a.m. The ground begins to rumble. Time stops. A massive earthquake is about to strike Lisbon, followed by a 20-foot tsunami and fires that burn for days. As you can imagine, the city was left in ruins. From that point, Lisbon was reimagined. That is what makes Lisbon feel so open and so walkable. The wide boulevards, the symmetrical plazas, and the mesmerizing patterns of the mosaic tiled sidewalks. You can feel its forward momentum in the city's later landmarks, the orderly grid, Liberty Avenue, and the sweeping boulevards, the Christ the King Monument, the April 25th Bridge, and today, the modern riverfront designed for Expo 98 is a perfect example of that reimagination started back in the 1700s. Coming up, I'll show you a Wizard of Oz-like street that most people miss. Here's a hint, the road is not yellow, so keep watching. Let's talk transportation. When it comes to getting around in Lisbon, the options are as diverse as Lisbon's terrain. You've got trams, tuk-tuks, and funiculars crisscrossing the city, each an opportunity for a bit of adventure. Don't miss the Santa Justa lift. It's a neo-Gothic wrought iron structure. It looks like it came straight out of a Victorian romance novel. Be curious and explore Lisbon's diverse neighborhoods. I promised you the Wizard of Oz. We stumbled onto Pink Street. Reminded me of following the yellow brick road, except the color is pink. Welcome to Pink Street, where the street is pink. Rainbow-colored umbrellas arch overhead and munchkin colors in every direction. From riverside cafes to restaurants. Try something new, enjoying the flavors of Lisbon. Food is an experience. Portugal has more than 1,100 miles of Atlantic coast. Cod is king here, followed by sardines and tuna, octopus, shellfish. And okay, for you meat lovers, don't despair. Pork, beef, and poultry anchor the other side of the menu. And then there is the beverage of choice, Portuguese wines and red sangria. Many of the grapes grown on the steep hills of the Douro River Valley are what make up Portuguese wine. They are waiting for us in episode 2. And trust me, the Douro secrets are worth the wait. As part of our Avalon pre-cruise package, we had access to several hosted excursions daily. We explored within the city limits and beyond. We barely scraped the surface of Portugal, but hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Maybe a 20-minute drive from the center of Lisbon, we found Belém, a district that celebrates Portugal's golden age of exploration, and a cafe that holds the secret to some of the most delicious treats on the planet. First, the monument to the discoveries sits on the northern edge of the Tagus River. It is dedicated to the seafaring adventurers of Portugal, explorers like Ferdinand Magellan and Vasco da Gama. The Tower of Belém, built in 1514, is just a bit further down the river's edge, and it holds a little-known secret. The head of a rhinoceros is carved into the western corner of the monument, something most people don't even notice. Now you're wondering, why a rhinoceros head? The actual rhinoceros was gifted to Portugal in 1515. It, being the first rhinoceros in Europe since Roman times, as you can imagine, caused quite a sensation. Belém is also known for the Jeronimos Monastery, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the final resting place of Vasco da Gama. And now it's time for that something sweet I promised you. Follow your nose to Pastéis de Belém, home to Portugal's most beloved custard bite.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Pasta de natas are served throughout Portugal. Belém is where the tradition began and where the recipe is still a secret. There's a reason people line up for these delicious pastéis in Belém. Here's a tip. When it comes to the cafe, you can wait for a table or walk up to the counter and order. They come 3 in a little packet and devour them on the sidewalk, just like the local. And just beyond Lisbon's edge lies a geographic milestone where land meets sea. Cabo de Roca is the westernmost point of continental Europe. It's one of those under-the-radar landmarks you might think, yeah, I can skip it, just like I did. But the wind-swept cliffs will leave you breathless. You stood where civilization once considered the edge of the known world. Tip: don't bother fixing your hair before this excursion. One of the most enchanting excursions from Lisbon was Sintra, home to mist-covered forests and storybook palaces. We visited the Palacio Nacional, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its twin kitchen, chimneys, and decorative tile work. And then, just steps away into the little town are twisting alleys filled with shops and out-of-the-way cafes. We discovered another delicious treat of Portugal in Sintra, gingenha, a sweet cherry liqueur made from sour cherries infused with alcohol, cinnamon, and cloves. Served in tiny glasses or, as in our case, edible chocolate cups. The gush of cherry and chocolate, the perfect end to a meal. Looking back on Sintra, there is one thing I wished I had made time to visit. It's the Pina Palace, high above Sintra. It is said that this palace inspired the Sleeping Beauty castle at Disneyland. That is not guaranteed, but I was told that while I was there. Okay, so I want to know, have you been to Sintra? Did you take time for that palace? Please drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Pina Palace. Our last day on land took us north towards Porto, where at day's end, we would board our ship, the Avalon Alegria. But until then, 2 amazing stops, Coimbra and Porto. So first, let's talk Coimbra. Coimbra is a city shaped by knowledge and tradition, home to the University of Coimbra, and again, a UNESCO heritage site that happens to be the site of the oldest university in the world. It offers stunning views from the courtyard of the Mondego River Valley below. On campus, we were met with a total surprise. Students wearing long black capes. I felt like I had wandered onto a set of Harry Potter. I half expected an owl to swoop past. The capes have nothing to do with Harry Potter and are not mandatory, but are worn as part of the student's academic uniform, symbolizing equality, respect, and humility. This historic campus is home to St. Michael's Chapel, an ornate church, and a library that houses 200,000 plus volumes, including rare books and manuscripts from the 16th to the 18th century, many of which are being digitally preserved in a project known as Digital Joanna Project. A cool fact: books in this library are protected by bats. Oh, yes, bats protect the books. They come out at night and eat the pests that might otherwise eat the books. Before the doors open, that bat guana is clean and the library is back to pristine. Outside the university, the citywide streets offer shops, local flavors, places to eat, and bursts of street art that give Coimbra its youthful and eclectic energy. A specific piece caught my eye, the work of Portuguese artist Bordalo II. That piece is described as a young owl stretching her legs. Have you ever spotted his work? It is all over. Let me know where, if you have, and what you thought of it. Just 90 minutes ahead, our final stop, Porto. In true Avalon fashion, time to explore, wander the city, and take in the views as we walked the double-decker down Louise I Bridge. The bridge connects the Vila Nova de Gaia side of the Douro River to the Porto side of the river. And Porto is the second largest city in Portugal. Before boarding, we had time to visit the São Bento rail station. The entrance hall is lined with more than 20,000 tiles. Each one is hand-painted in classic blue and white, or others are colorful tiles, each depicting scenes from Portugal's history, each creating a visual narrative for the viewer of what Portuguese life was like. Just a short walk from the Douro riverfront. Thank you, Avalon, for working in time for me to savor just one.
Oh, I wish you could hear it. Oh my God, it's chilly.
You guessed it, just one more pasta de nata. Meet me on deck, where I will share a wine you absolutely will want to try on the Douro River, and Madrid, where I learned to flamenco, and then there's Barcelona with that screaming ride to Montserrat. In the meantime, if you want to view just a few more items, here and here are two videos you will not want to miss.